Archer, poking around as best he can.
Yeah, and you see, he started warping Zealots, but you see how fast Zealots fall to those Archons, and Stalker's been warped in now for Google, and it looks like he might actually push this back.
Oh yeah, he's not only pushing it, not only holding it off, he's actually pushing it back, and he's throwing a bunch of stuff at Imindri, and it looks like he's going to be able to do some serious damage there. Yeah, he does do a lot of damage to that army, and he is able to push it off.
He did lose one Archon, kind of a misclick there, but it's alright. He did push it back, got the contain broken and everything. Now, I'm curious. I mean, I'm wondering if he's going to get Blink or Charge. I would prefer to get Charge, because obviously he can spend the gas on the Archons, but then he can get the Zealots spending all those minerals, and then he can just charge. The Charge makes him so effective, obviously, against pretty much any unit. And as the question that we came up earlier about the force field, your own force field getting destructed by your own units, apparently that didn't go through because Google did force field the ramp, and then his Archons ran into the force field, and it actually didn't disrupt it at all. Ooh! Stalker getting blinked right out of the force field's way, saving that one Stalker, which is so crucial, because some people are like, oh, it's one Stalker, big deal. It's better to have one Stalker with a little bit of health than losing that Stalker, obviously.
Yeah, clearly, and we do see that at this time, Imindri is trying to get up a second base, getting up Templar Archives. Don't really like the Templar Archives play. Would have much preferred him to actually get a Dark Shrine of his own and actually use some DTs here, because he has seen that his opponent does have no form of detection at all. If he'd gone after a Dark Shrine earlier, he might have been able to get a few Dark Templar into the mineral line and do massive amounts of damage.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of securing kind of like a lead here, because he is going to push back, but he wants to make sure that he still has somewhat of an advantage. I think that the next expansion, and Google's getting his own expansion as well, and I believe you did mention the Templar Archive. They're just finishing for Imindri, and I think he's trying to get Archons of his own. That's what I think his goal is, obviously, because, you know, High Templar don't really do anything. I mean, they can feed back those sentries, but that's all they could do, really.
Yeah, High Templar aren't very effective in the PvP game. Definitely, yep, we see he does morph the two High Templar he made into an Archon, so we are going to see Archons coming out of both players. So we'll be interested in that. Would have really liked to see, though, Imindri get up his +1 upgrade, because he does have this Forge, and he could have been upgrading by now, and he'd be in really good shape if he had, but choosing not to yet. But we do see that Google just finished a Forge of his own, so we'll probably see some upgrades coming out of Google fairly soon.
Yeah, I just want to cut in real quick. 2 Dark Templar are going to be coming into the natural. He does not have any detection in the natural. No observer here either. He could just start picking up Evan's army and take out the expansion, but he just moved back for some reason, because I believe that he did fear for an observer, and there's the observer right now. So, good there. I think he might have picked off a High Templar there. I wasn't sure.
Yes, he actually did pick off a High Templar.
So yeah, that's pretty decent there. And because High Templar obviously do cost 50 minerals, 150 gas, so that's 150 gas down the drain. And if you're trying to go for gas, I mean, most Protoss units are gas heavy, so I mean, if you're trying to do that, that's just major right there. Especially the kind of unit composition that Imindri's going for, that's heavy gas. So we do see that Charge is being researched for Google right now, Chrono boosting that out, and he is getting his +1 attacks halfway done before Imindri even starts his. I think if that +1 is done in time, that could change the tide of the battle. He's trying to Chrono boost that out as fast as he can. He does have a Zealot out here. It's going to spot the army coming up, so he does not want to engage. He wants to wait for that +1 to finish up real quick before he even thinks about engaging or forcing. It's about 50 seconds away. He can continue to Chrono boost that. It could get out real fast.
I like how, as you were saying, that Google was just running his units towards Imindri's. But Google's army is significantly bigger than Imindri's, and I think Google at this point is in a commanding position. He is slightly behind on the worker count, but he is just so massively ahead in terms of the power behind his army, especially once that +1 upgrade finishes.
And the +1 just finishes. I think he's waiting for that timing, and there is no +1, and Charge is finished. So Imindri's in a bad position. He's going to be facing against Charge Loss and +1. So no matter if those Stalkers blink or not, those Charge Loss can get a good charge attack. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's called Charge. So
yeah, that's why it's called Charge, because they do charge at your opponent.
The main base of Google, I just want to point out, is mined out, and these pros are just sitting there. So I think